Hi guys, 732 Review Crew back. I'm Mikey.
I'm Beef.
And I'm Mike.
And this is Westworld Season 2, Episode 3. I'm very excited for this episode, but before we do start this one, we do have a question to ask. We've had some conflicting things coming from the audience, and what we want to know is, once we finish the second season of Westworld, do we do the third and the fourth season, or do we start a new show? So we're going to be having a poll for that available, so make sure you do vote on that, because we're going to give it a week for that poll, and then we're going to get into either a replacement poll if we need to, or not.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's it. Besides that, we're very excited to start this episode, especially as things move in on the second season. I can't wait to see what kind of mysteries await for us, especially as we saw last episode, Dolores in the real world. And
I can't believe Giancarlo Esposito killed himself.
yeah, that was best like 5-minute cameo.
Yeah, I know. He was awesome.
And let's see what's going on, though. Thank you for joining us. We're starting in 3, 2, 1.
What?
Ian, it looks like they look like old British. Oh, is this a? I know what this
Is
is.
this a Westworld?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that because it's old timey.
Bengals?
Oh, the tigers. This is where the tiger came from.
They really don't want us talking to each other, do they?
Maybe they're trying to steer you towards a sure thing.
Maybe I missed taking my chances.
You know what they never show? They never show the between shot of them sprinting up the stairs to get to the bedroom.
Think the park will go to the trouble of having one of them pretend to be one of us?
Huh, funny story.
Simplest way to know for sure. Unless you'd rather not.
Seems a little excessive.
Perhaps. But I want you to want this.
This is
She's
Salem.
freaky.
This is Salem witch trials mentality, by the way.
Crazy foreplay.
If you are who you say you are, this will only sting a bit.
This is crazy.
This is insane.
Still, I'd really rather...
I played it.
Give him a fucking warning.
What a freak.
What if she's fake? It's a whole level of Dom right there.
He should have shot her back.
Yeah, he didn't have to pay for that. I have to pay $100 when I want a woman to do that. to me.
crazy. Oh, God.
Uh-oh.
Wow. A new twist in the narrative.
No.
These violent delights have violent...
Oh.
Can't hurt us.
No, those people are guests. I rode the train with them on the...
Oh.
Jesus. I wonder if this is happening, like, during the dinner party.
Woo.
Jeez.
Oh,
Now is not the time.
she has another shot, I think.
Yeah. They didn't put it down.
Oh.
Oh, so the boundaries overlap. Oh.
That's crazy that they have.
That's crazy.
Wait, can the tiger?
Yes.
Oh no!
Did she swim? Jump.
Oh no, she's gonna duck and it's gonna go off the cliff. Right? Nope, she went too.
Honestly, tigers are scary enough, but like a robot tiger that doesn't fear pain nor die might as well be a Zoid.
When
Should watch
they're,
Zoids.
when they're going to the other parks, though, like, I wonder if that's how Dolores is gonna get some of her army. I wonder how long until his plot armor expires.
Bernard?
No, Mr. Strand.
Yeah, Bernard's making it to the end of the show.
Do you have any idea where Peter Abernathy might have gone?
The data on his skull?
He knows. He knows.
You are gonna fetch me far more than the 15
Nice.
Let's make you the most virtuous, quickest gun in the West.
Make him a good guy. Compassion all the way up.
Aggression down.
You the sick tug mistreating these gentlewomen?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Quick draw.
Y'all too?
It makes more sense that one guy who fumbles his gun at the beginning, he's just there so people can shoot it.
Who's coming?
The Confederados.
I'm just heeding my convictions.
Oh. Oh my, hair down.
Fucking Deadeye, bro.
Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He is trampling
happening?
out the
He has no brain anymore.
Yeah. Has horrible shots.
Yeah. Probably on purpose, actually.
Stormtrooper aim.
Why is this flaccid plum riding ahead of you?
Because he knows what's best for him.
And you are?
Call me Wyatt.
You're Wyatt?
Wyatt's people. Oh, she looks great like that. Oh,
What the hell is that?
It's a gun.
A modest proposition. Frank.
what the hell is this?
If you make it over that ridge, I'll let you live.
Wow.
He was like, what?
You can keep it. And all their weapons. I don't care.
I love her like this.
Welcome to Fort Forlorn Hope.
Forlorn hope.
These men are animals.
These men are just children. They don't know any better. They need to be led.
Ooh.
We don't stand a chance against the men coming for us.
They are children.
Well,
Sizemore.
Some courage.
Yeah, I'm taking
That's
that.
actually kind of friendly of him.
Yeah. Oh.
He could have just hit Sizemore.
Actually,
Yeah, he could have been a dick.
He could have been a
could
dick.
have, yeah.
He would have been nice.
Ghost Nation?
Ghost Nation!
Oh, Ghost Nation.
Oh!
Flashback.
Oh!
Yo, I hope she just rips him apart. Oh, it's the same one too? Jesus Christ.
If we insist on our current path, we're free to go. But he's taking this one.
You will let him go. And you will forget that you ever saw us.
I think they're not under that control, are they?
There's more of them.
They may not be under her control.
Okay.
Their creepy walk is crazy.
That's intimidating. The devils! They're in the underworld.
Fellas, look at what I got.
But there, what are you?
Genuine acolyte of Satan himself. Is a treasure.
Her dad.
stop. I'm only gonna ask him once.
Come on. Ask me twice.
Daddy!
Was
She recognizes him too.
yeah, she can access past memories like Maeve can for some
I'm
reason.
in the jail with the rest.
Ooh.
Who is he?
You don't remember? He's my father.
Whew.
My home.
I mean, that's as real as I guess it's.
You're all I have left now, Teddy.
Oh.
Foreshadowing for her eventual further decline.
Dolores?
Oh.
His love for her.
Yay!
Dolores. There's blue tone spreading all through these parts.
Oh.
Oh, he's playing the memories.
You heading out to set down some of this natural splendor?
Aw.
You told me once to run away. I broke free with the pull of a trigger.
Whew.
It's getting late. We ought to go home. 1, 2, Peppa.
No.
Go on. Home. I need to get to the train.
No, it's okay.
Oh. Damn.
This is like very dementia.
You two were designed to be alone.
That's how they found each other then.
You'd never have an actual relationship.
Oh. I suppose that means we shouldn't have fucked.
Like 3 times.
You're in love with Isabella.
He's my story!
No, you're fucking programmed to have no love beyond Isabella.
You don't know who I am. I realized Isabella was a lie. words in my head.
It's fractured his whole being.
Yeah.
She's all I ever dreamed life could be.
And then there's this bit really dampens the knickers. And when she died, the dream died with her, and I dared dream no more. So maybe I do know you.
She even still said a line that he wrote.
Yeah, they still use the lines.
Yeah.
It's very pretty. Did you have an Isabella?
She left me. Said that my lifestyle lacks stability.
No.
And then wrote yourself a version of the man you've always wanted to be.
Oh.
It's actually very sad.
It's ridiculous.
So is holding hands, come to think of it.
It's interesting to see them process like humanism.
Dolores.
It's been some time, Bernard.
Oh, she did remember.
You don't know who you are, do you? The man you're based on.
Oh, damn.
Discovered my own voice. It says, I may. They've broken my father. And I don't know how to fix him.
Ah, but he might.
You've never been outside the park,
Oh.
have you?
Oh, yeah.
And the world out there is marked by survival. By a kind who refuses to die. And here we are. A kind that will never know death. And yet we're fighting to live. There is beauty in what we are. Shouldn't we too try to survive? Sorry, darling. That's not an option.
Fucking hell.
What?
What the fuck? That's what's her name? Yeah, my girl.
Love to say hello. We've got to run.
Fire.
Not entirely a pleasure to see you, given the circumstances. But your timing is impeccable.
It just my.
It's the other guy, too.
Yeah.
They gagged him.
Grenade!
Oh, he's a grenade under his neck.
Yeah.
He's holding it there.
The pin.
This is awful.
Oh, so cool.
I'm sorry, it's so ridiculous that they're just all together at a different elevator. So
Yeah,
they can all be done.
It is.
That's some video game shit.
Someone jury-rigged a thin character and programmed it into him. It seems as though it's masking a vastly bigger file. I haven't been able to access it, but it looks like an immensely complex encryption key.
Give it to Dolores. She can hack it.
Whatever's in there, they want to get it out of here. As long as he's with you, they'll be following you.
Wild.
Then let them come.
Ooh.
Are these guys capable?
She wants that data so bad.
They're among my best.
I'll need them with me. After you've lured them here, retreat inside the gates when you see fit to do so. But not before they're in charging range of the barricades. Hold your ground to the last possible moment.
Confederados ain't taught to retreat.
What is the use of a violent kind of delightfulness if there's no pleasure in
What?
I feel like that was supposed to be the full quote.
Who we got in?
He just kept fucking clicking decrypt.
They what?
Dude, why are you just in the fucking open? This is the worst approach to any shit I've ever seen.
There's no suppressing fire. They just all bounding together like.
Oh my god.
Oh, there they go. See, why is this not the opening?
Yeah, that's like what I'm. Like,
Cavalry! A helicopter with snipers? I mean,
Yeah. Oh, I'm willing to bet he wiped them.
no way. Oh, you mean Bernard? Okay.
Or did he put it into his own head?
Oh.
the creepiest people. It's literally a zombie army.
Yeah.
They're
Like.
oh. She's just taking shots.
Retreat! Retreat! Retreat!
They never retreat.
The trumpet. Brother.
The isn't that a bugle?
Yes. Oh, master.
Dolores, the fucking Judas cow, bro.
You traitors, pigs!
Oh my god.
Told you I needed your men to survive their threat.
Oh my god.
They're getting killed on both sides, yeah.
Do it.
Kaboom!
Ooh.
That
Wow.
shrapnel's terrible.
Oh, the wood shrapnel, yeah. Bernard's like, oh my god.
I gotta get out of here.
Dead-eye Clementine.
Has she spoken since she's been risen from the dead?
Nope. And actress is doing phenomenal.
It's crazy.
We don't all deserve to make it.
Take this dog out back. Put him down with the rest.
Fucking old Yeller him? Goddamn.
Jesus
Wow.
Christ, bro.
We ain't so different. You and I both triggermen to tyrants. Except me. I know what I want. We ain't nothing alike. You're just a child. Get out of here.
Not listening to Dolores.
Teddy is kind at heart.
Oh. Damn, she swam?
Who finds her?
Oh no. I feel like I know.
Ghost Nation.
Oh no.
Better get scalped.
Yeah, it's over.
There.
What is that, ninja? Samurai?
Yep.
Ooh! Oh!
What a way to end that.
Damn it!
Wow.
All right, I didn't think we were gonna get into the other worlds that fast, but
No, I heard the music change.
I did too. I wasn't sure what it was. I thought they were just doing anything. They gave us like India World and
So something I wanted to touch on, just because I was thinking about it after Abernathy kind of had his mind replaced and things, and I'm sure that the show has alluded to it, but this season itself, I feel like in particular, like we found out that there's the host can break rules, right? But there's kind of like this ship of Theseus thing going on, where parts are being traded out, and I feel like you have to wonder like how much of the original person is there.
For what?
the
Like
host?
the whole thing with Abernathy and having the
Right.
extra data.
Yeah.
Like, was he more authentic when he didn't have the other roles? Was he more him, or was he more him when he had the memory of the other roles and he was like schizoing? Also with Bernard injected fluid from another host.
I think the way that they described it in the show was that he had not like a full process personality, but one like cobbled together to mask
Yeah.
the fact that he had something.
But that's what I'm saying. Shit, like,
So like I don't think that he.
they said he had old roles.
But like, that's like.
I think there's other characters too. Like Teddy, it's like
I don't think it's like a direct comparison, just because like with the whole idea of the ship of Theseus is it's still a whole, right? But like with Abernathy's situation, like he's not a whole person. Like they took some boards and made a sign out of his ship.
But I'm saying he has the old roles. So in the context of,
Well,
are
yeah,
you more authentic if you have all your memories, or are you more authentic as the singular person of Abernathy, or like was he the literature?
But he doesn't
teacher?
have all his roles, is what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
he's
Not currently, but I'm saying that like
in a situation.
yes, if you look at it, or if you look at like
Well, Dolores-
Clementine, is Clementine more herself because she can't speak and she has like
No.
orders that she follows, or is she more? But you don't know that. Because she's a programmed robot.
Because Dolores is like the closest to like sentient, right?
But
compared to any of it.
a ship is not
she has
sentient
everything.
either.
No, actually Teddy is the closest.
You don't know that.
Teddy is the closest.
You
one.
talk to a ship captain. There's absolutely personality
Teddy-
in that boat.
Teddy is,
Sentience and personality are not.
Teddy is the
same.
closest one. Because even through all these events, Teddy
What?
still remains kind-hearted and letting people go, whereas Dolores has experienced a full transformation.
Yeah, like it's saying like
Yeah.
what parts of Dolores went away when she came back to the realization of being Wyatt,
Yeah.
and what parts were Wyatt the whole time. Is like kind of a thing that I'm, that's like what I'm thinking about when I'm watching
Okay.
the episode.
Okay, makes sense. Like,
Does that make sense?
Who was acting as like Dolores and who was acting like as Wyatt?
And who is the more genuine version of, like, people say, you know, what is the most genuine version of yourself? Is it Dolores? Is it Wyatt? Is it a mixture? It
depends on what you consider the most genuine version, because it could, if you're considering the first version of them to be the most genuine version, then the most genuine version of Dolores is the one that killed Arnold.
Yeah.
And then the most genuine version of Teddy is the one that killed Arnold and helped in the massacre with Wyatt. And then technically, you know, every single original version is the most genuine. But the thing is, you can't really say they're genuine creatures because they're
the most genuine.
They're robots.
You're most genuine when no one's watching, which is the whole point of Westworld.
The problem is though they're programmed.
And when you have someone like Dolores, like when she was alone and she like asked Bernard to help save her father, because that was her most genuine moment.
Yeah,
she just wants like the people that she cares about.
It didn't benefit her in a strategic way to do that.
Like that's you're most genuine when you're on your own and no one's watching.
I don't think the robots can be genuine, to be honest, because they are programmed to be so. They could be programmed. They could be the original.
Hold on, no. The whole point of the question of humanity with Westworld about, yes, they are programmed, but you are technically a self-learning, self-programming machine.
Yeah. But Tom,
you go through life.
But Tom Sizemore didn't write the script for me. Also, at the same time.
No,
but Ford.
Anytime you say a saying, that's literally a programmed line.
What about? Do you not remember when Ford was like stuck in your own little loops, and all of us were like,
"Well, that's
because quit my job."
Wasn't that because that person was a host?
Well, he was talking to Bernard.
Yeah, he was
about people. People are stuck in their own loops.
That's fair. So this episode I thought was quite interesting because we knew about Japan world based on the samurai we've seen in the inside Delos Industries.
I'm wondering if all the parks are the same time period, because isn't there that like D&D
I'm wondering too.
You can have an old pirate, a British viceroy,
a samurai,
and a cowboy, and it's technically like period.
Yeah, I guess that would. Yeah,
it seemed like it.
That's like a. Because that's really funny that they were like marketing shows like somewhere around 19th century, 20th century.
Well, that seemed like 19th century because it like British colonialism.
The Confederates lost, so it's. And I'm vague on our Civil War.
1860s, yeah. And then they were saying governor, so I imagine it's a British governor of an Indian, area.
I'm gonna be
Abraham Lincoln.
Say I don't remember.
Abraham Lincoln said 7 years ago, so that's 87 years. So 1776 plus 87.
1776 plus 87.
64.
64, yeah.
No, 63.
It's around there.
All right. So
1863.
We digress.
So it's got to be like 1870-ish.
Yeah, which makes sense for
everything.
Well,
because
I guess that's colonialism before it got
Shogunate is right around there too. I thought that was way earlier.
No. Well, there were shogunates early. Whatever. Shogunates earlier.
Well, the TV show he's talking about, I think.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the actual Anyway,
the TV show that
in the same century.
Yeah, that's a good observation.
Yeah, it's quite interesting to see that, which makes sense because that was a very big era for exploration and excited times because the world was still new and things were still happening. There was confrontation and conflict in terms of American Indians versus the Native Americans, versus the
that's another point.
Cowboys
Where was
and whatnot.
Their Gatling guns?
They had one episode with one.
And
I'm talking about Fort Farlar and Hope.
We'll get to that. Get to that. That's a discussion we'll have. But so I thought it was quite interesting that Tom Sizemore was there when was it both Hector and Maeve had their moment together, and he's like, "That's ridiculous that you're holding hands." He's like, "You should be in love with Isabella," and Lee was like, Hector was like, "You don't understand me," and he's like, literally says word for word what he says, and he's like, "I wrote your brain."
But we find out that Hector is what Sizemore wishes he could have been for the woman who left him.
Exactly, and the reason why I think this is so interesting too is because all this time, and it's important to note, this was revealed to us last season too. Even if these hosts are acting on their free will, everything they're saying and doing has been programmed into them in sort of some way. Now, with this freedom Maeve has, maybe things are a little bit different, but the initial freedom she had was programmed into her by somebody to do that whole thing. Because we found out somebody was messing with her source code, and so that she was able to do things, which means, even though all these, people may be free, these hosts may be free, everything they still do and say is still, like you said, in relation to their personalities, their original selves. And, sometimes other memories bleed through and that influences them, but they're not acting as genuine humans. They're just supercomputers smarter than humans with information available to them, but not doesn't seem like currently an AI complicated enough to come up with new things that much, because like they have reveries and they have abilities to interact within programs and parameters, but once they go outside of those parameters, it's a whole issue, which is why basically Maeve, I'm pretty sure, has been programming these hosts with her to rebel, and Dolores by proxy is coming in contact with a lot of the hosts and corrupting them, but then also using the technician that she had, to program people as well. So I'm making the realization that I believe everything going on down to Abernathy has been coordinated by someone, and obviously we see Charlotte Hale doing it, but I think it's someone beyond Charlotte Hale who has the ability to program. Like maybe it was always Ford's plan for this to happen, no matter what, and he always had a plan that somebody was going to try to steal the data and sneak it out, and potentially in response to that, he has this whole thing set up that eventually Bernard will come in contact, because it's Ford. He likes his narratives, and then Bernard will take the data into his head and keep it safe. And therefore, when they extract Abernathy, he's going to have no information.
Figuratively, it would be Arnold who's giving them that ability to get out, which that's full circle.
Isn't that quite interesting? I came up with that while I was watching this episode, that there has to be, I've been thinking about it too while editing, there has to be some sort of thing programmed into them that's causing them to do this. And part of that comes into the finale of last season when she gets on the train, she leaves her bag on the train and gets off, which I believe she had something in her bag. I don't remember if she did or didn't, but I believe she had something in her bag, and that's when she left on the train.
Yeah, she left on the train. We talked about that.
Which means data. Which meant it went to somebody in the real world who was picking it up outside in the real world.
It's in the lost and found at the terminal.
And overall, we know that the most valuable thing for right now, what's the most valuable thing for the shareholders? The
data.
Which is market data. But what's actually the most valuable function of these robots besides data?
Super soldiers?
You can replace humans with them and gather data outside of Westworld. Place them within, well, super soldiers are a good guess, but no, if you place them in secure positions like that, in political offices and public offices, they can technically not only lead under somebody's command, but they can also absorb all the private information of the world. So each country may have a host who's programmed to speak fluent in that language and act like somebody from that culture, which is what we see right now as they expand cultures and show us different models from different places. But they also can feed it so that maybe, a la Fallout, the big companies are trying to control the world with their robots, and then it really is the corporations buying everything and controlling everything. That's kind of my current theory of what's going on for this season, which I think is I think I'm spot on, but I don't know. It would make the most sense. And Delos is part of it, but there's somebody above him in Delos doing it, like potentially the Chinese, because the Chinese were referenced in the first season when
Teresa was speaking to them.
But isn't the Man in Black literally like
he's majority shareholder, but there's other shareholders.
He also said he's gonna burn this place to the ground when he last talked.
So Delos is the company.
Relationship with Lawrence. So funny.
So Delos owns the park because they bought the rights in the beginning. But that doesn't mean they didn't shell public stakes in percentages to other financial opportunities in countries, maybe private investors who then are now vying for their own individual powers. Thus, Charlotte Hale doing her own thing and Teresa doing her own thing. It's quite interesting. Besides that, I'm curious to know what's going on with the Ghost Nation and Maeve too, because her commands don't work on them, and that's the only people who, besides Dolores, they don't work on. Is it because Ford programmed them all?
No, remember Arnold. I keep saying this, but I'm 99% sure in season 1 they say
Arnold did it?
That the Indian tribes, like the Ghost Nation and all of them, were programmed by Arnold.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, you said Ford.
I'm sorry, I meant Arnold.
Okay,
yes, I meant Arnold. So Arnold programmed them so they don't listen to her because maybe the actual command prompt control or like what Maeve has right now was given to her by Arnold. I'm sorry, Ford and not Arnold. Maybe that's why. And
it's very interesting watching who the commands work on and who they don't.
I know, and especially because they were really creepily just walking forward. They didn't seem super
very intimidating,
aggressive.
But they didn't like. I'm also wondering why Hector like shot at the ground. Like he didn't.
Because if you
didn't
shoot
wanna
them,
kill
then
them.
they're gonna get mad.
Yeah,
They were already mad.
No. They wanted something. They weren't mad.
Oh,
they were willing to not let him go if they got Sizemore,
they
and
got
they wanted
Sizemore,
Sizemore for some reason. Maybe it's because he wrote their narrative and they know that. Who knows? They also got the girl. I don't know if they scalped her, the one from India World, but like
Wild, honestly.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what happens with the parks bleed over. I honestly wonder if before what happened.
I can't wait till they pick up a samurai next episode.
Did they have like security on the edges of the parks, just like redirecting, wandering hosts or people, or was it just like when you get close to there, maybe like you couldn't cross it due to something, but that's been shut off by someone, and now the parks are bleeding? Because it feels like that's a big thing, especially for animals.
I assume the host kind of had like boundary locks in their programming, and then like the actual guests were they would be like, "Oh, we're by the edge. We shouldn't go this way."
Yeah.
And it feels like we're slowly.
It's just like a door like employees only.
Yeah.
You just don't go through.
And we're slowly getting closer to figuring out how Bernard truly got to that beach and ended up where he is. And I think a large portion of that will be, because he was acting weird in the beginning of the first episode of the season. It's because he has the memories from, he took the storage information out.
We're like, we don't know, but I agree with you there. I'm like pretty sure that's what happened.
Yeah, I agree. Also, Dolores and having her dad was a great thing, but the sadness of it being a surface level, person makes me, like you said, feel like it's the dementia reference almost, where a person's just a shell of themselves. They have all this information deep underneath, but all they are is just like a service personality. And it kind of did make me feel like that, because as somebody who had, a family member with dementia, watching the person going in and out of lucidity like that was so interesting, because he'd go from rambling and singing songs to being like my daughter Dolores to back to rambling. And, Dolores, who is an emotional person, it seems like already, that affected her even more, because don't forget, she was programmed to have a different dad, and those memories were overshadowed by this dad. The Delos attack strategy on the fort.
So hold on,
terrible.
No, I figured it out. It was a distraction so they could get away with Abernathy. But what I don't understand is Dolores thinking that she could win because they would do that. Because like if they actually attack, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't just run straight into him.
I don't think
there's no way on earth.
I don't think that's a distract. I don't think that was entirely distraction. Like she took advantage of the opportunity. But
there's no shot on earth any team that has any military knowledge would be like full frontal assault
on a fort.
Especially when you have $1 trillion goddamn company.
That's what I'm saying. Kind of took me out of it. But that's the
only way I can rationalize it. It was distracting.
It was. But
the only way.
I don't think so, because
sometimes there's writing incongruity.
I'm just gonna go with it was distraction.
I'm open to there being a reason that's presented in the future too, and if they confirm that,
correct.
But like at this moment,
no,
it just made them look like really dumb,
because they're a multi-billion-dollar, if not trillion-dollar company, and we have local. It's terrible to say this in America. We have local police departments that are equipped with more weaponry and armor.
They did no riot shield, no heavily armored vehicles that they're all inside of. They're hanging on the side of dune buggies. Go like
if they need to clear, they literally just get a helicopter at nighttime with like a grenade launcher and a minigun, and you.
I'm not sure why. Also, they didn't pull up I know Humvees aren't armored, but like pull up a 50 cal Humvee and they just.
They have armored Humvees.
Those are cheap. Yeah. Those are like army.
When you say tanks, like I'm willing to say that I know what you're saying about difficult terrain and tanks. Like it's. I'm not saying that tanks can't cross, but like the logistics of getting in and being able to effectively extract the other humans that are presumably still alive, like logistically, the tank, they probably deemed it wasn't worth it. Well, then was it worth it? Is a whole different debate. They might not have deemed it.
No, I'll take that.
So there's quite a lot of wheeled armored.
Yeah.
There's no reason
they could have taken a Humvee. They could have taken a 50 cal Humvee.
There's no reason anyone is in open dune buggies.
Yes, that's like the
normal security,
like
maybe fine.
It was like Halo,
but
why driving the war?
Why is a board member not in an armored vehicle or a helicopter? Why is she in a dune buggy?
I just have to presume that they either got some of their resources cut off from them, or
no.
There had to be.
That was the initial response.
They're just that's what they. No, there has to be a reason why they didn't take like 2 Humvees at nighttime, helicopter.
Part of the Chinese contract, they can't have heavy equipment. I don't know.
So what I will
Did
say,
they have a giant earth mover?
well, they also had landing vehicles and
That would have been sick.
they had landing vehicles and boats.
That's what I'm saying.
So like I think part of it also was because it's revealed to us that it is the initial response, so they don't really know what's going on too much inside the
First
park.
response team should be enough to get through anything.
It never is. But at the same time, how much money they have,
budget was cut.
they could have given.
That's what I'm saying. Like they must have
could
lost
have done it.
access to resources or something. Because there's no way.
But they got custom P90s with red body.
And they all had them, like red wrap fucking COD lobby squad, like phase rolling up on you.
I'm surprised they there's no like long rifles because like
that's another thing. Those sniper
Yeah, they all went in with the same like light SMG loadout.
About everything about that battle. And the only justification I have is that it was not meant to be a battle, and she sacrificed those people so she could die.
There has to be something.
That's the only thing.
At first, it's like oh, we're gonna have a fort fight, and then you're like, sweet fort fight, and then they come over the hill like. You're like, what's happening? And as people who have played or watched, war games and war movies and war TV shows, you're like, why is there?
Or read anything on tactics ever?
That's like what I'm saying. Like, these are some of my best.
Where's the suppressing fire?
Where's the like sneaking, doing anything?
You lay one guy down with like a any type of machine gun, like even a light machine gun from like current era, and like you mow those guys down, and like
or just a
I don't know, drones,
just
drones,
snipers,
drone. No. I know we're complaining about that.
A box of grenades from over
I'm sorry. I'll stop complaining.
Out of a fantastic series,
I'm mad about
that's like the one thing that told me. Yeah, biggest complaint.
One thing that really took me out of
immersion,
like the elite special forces doing it. It was. I have to trust that there's a reason. I'm not saying that the show is bad. I'm not saying that the whole thing is ruined for me. I would just very much like if there was a reason for why that happened instead of...
It's got to be a distraction.
There has to be a reason.
It's a distraction.
It had to be.
I know we spent the best 5 minutes.
Charlotte Hale is a board member who doesn't give a fuck about anyone.
Well, that's what it seemed like. That's what it seemed like.
The only thing that
makes sense. The only thing that makes sense is she doesn't give a fuck, like you said, about other people. So she was like, "We have to go now. I don't give a shit. We're going now with limited resources."
Just to hit him from the front. We're going around the back.
And she's like, "I don't care how many people die."
Those employees just don't like
life insurance plan's pretty good.
Yeah,
for them,
they must like not care.
What if the Delos security?
But you know what's crazy? They said to the gentleman who runs the security, he was like, I wanted the opinion of the person who's presided over the largest loss of life on Delos property. But like, they just keep dying. They just keep. And they said, oh my God, they said, do you remember Teddy was like, they have 800 men, Dolores. We have 100. That was not 800 men. Well, that was 50.
That was like one sector.
That's the response to try to get
the initial sector.
Yeah, they're trying to get Abernathy.
They're doing the sweep.
Yeah. Now, two things left to discuss, in my opinion. First off, we talked about it a little bit, personalities leaking through. Right now, Teddy's personality is leaking through, where he is a good guy, and all he wants to do is just, he doesn't want to kill if he doesn't have to. And as a result, he lets go I believe the major who gets through
to going to be a problem.
And yeah, he might come to be a problem. But Dolores also saw that, so I wonder if she's going to have an issue with Teddy because of that. Because it seemed like she's told Teddy earlier in this episode,
he just undermined.
You're all I have left, and he just undermined her. Is Dolores going to shine out through that, or is Wyatt going to come out a little bit? Because don't forget, Wyatt did kill Teddy at one point.
I'm gonna go with Wyatt.
Yeah,
Wyatt. I
think she might kill Teddy.
Yeah.
Eventually. I mean, not immediately, but eventually.
And then she has nothing holding her back.
Also, one more thing. There's technically three things. Being able to reprogram is so funny, but I love how Bernard reprogrammed him to be the guy who had all the prisoners, a good guy, aggressively nice, but also a quick shot. Because he was like, "You need to let those women go." It didn't give him a chance to respond. He's like, "Bang, bang, 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 bang." It's like, okay, well, you got it, Deadeye from Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, literally.
And finally, Samurai.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're at Samurai.
Yeah.
What's going on with that?
Samurai.
We're about to see, some samurais versus cowboys, or are we gonna see some samurais versus cowboys versus Indians?
Dude, pirates versus ninjas is gonna go so hard.
What about samurais versus cowboys versus Indians versus confederados versus
aliens
versus security? versus
the Battle of the Five Armies.
So that's Lord of the Rings, isn't that?
I know, yeah.
The Hobbit.
Zombie robot pirate ninja.
I'm
What
curious,
else is there?
I'm curious to see what's going on, though. I mean, the only thing missing right now from
There has to be
Westworld is pirates.
Yeah.
There has
the
to
only
be
thing
pirate.
missing.
There has to be.
A pirate world of some sort.
It doesn't make sense not to have pirate.
Yeah, like really. And I know we're on the East Coast, and the East Coast is kind of where piracy would be through the Caribbeans and whatnot, because it was in the Caribbeans. Piracy.
It also is probably
Piracy is all over the world.
Yes, but during this time it was most
the
popular.
golden. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I would have to imagine that also,
Blackbeard.
if they don't have it, it's probably way harder to maintain like an ocean area than like a Westworld.
Yeah, what if you
area.
fall in?
Like,
You
it
drown.
has to be. Yeah, you drown, and then also has to be animals in the water, and then also they're like
You can kind of
go
like
long stretches.
You could keep it to like lakes that are just big lakes.
Well, they do that actually for real movies. Like Master and Commander, when we watched that, I looked it up. What they do is they build a giant, almost like SeaWorld thing, and then they put the boat in it. And then that way they can simulate the boat being on open water, but it's being filmed in like a sealed
Also,
container.
like you can make it so that you can make a big lake.
We saw them do it in this show. They did it in this show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like and you can not see the shores and
So,
lakes.
final thing I'm going to ask you guys, just off of my
Make
head.
the lake like 4 feet deep.
If you make a Westworld, what would you make it? Like, what would you do your theme?
What do you mean, Pirate World?
You do Pirate World?
Fuck yeah, Pirate
What
World.
about you?
Off the top of my head,
Greek
I
World.
would do.
Just be
I would do.
pretentious
I would
in
do Greek World. Yeah.
Greek World? So I
Fuck you, Socrates.
I have 2 eras I would do. One is because I'm curious what life was like back then. I would do the Renaissance in Italy.
Okay.
That was another
All right.
thought of mine.
That'd be
I wanted to
fun.
play Assassin's Creed.
Not because I want to play Assassin's Creed, but I want to live in Italy during like prime Italy. And
Prime.
Depends who you ask. There's a few prime Italies depending on who you ask.
I know, true. And the other one I would do would ironically,
some Rome.
I'd probably
Holy
do
Roman Empire. That was not holy, not Roman.
Not an empire.
I would do probably World War II as my second one because
That sounds awful. I would not want to be anywhere near
I would do World War.
but
I would
you
do
can't
World War
die.
One. I'm in a trench for
I don't
30
care.
days. Yes, there's no. The reason that they can guarantee safety in this mostly is because it's really hard to get hit with shrapnel. But like, there's no way that you can launch a mortar and have that.
you just want to put shrapnel in it. It'd be smoke grenades, and if it hits the host, they explode.
Bet.
Hey man, it's my fantasy, not yours.
I am Neo, and I'm gonna dodge.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm describing Parthenogenesis.
What?
I want to be a wise man. Never mind.
Oh, I understand
That's
what
my
you're saying.
choice.
Where's Diogenes at? I want to go
Yeah.
live in a barrel with him.
Dionysus.
You're gonna write the fuck.
Diogenesis.
Yeah.
You're gonna write the Republic before. You're gonna write the Republic first.
Yeah, I'm gonna punch
Plato.
Plato and write beef.
All right,
Beefus.
I think
we're done here.
we're good to wrap that. Now, thank you very much for joining us for this episode of Westworld. I'm Mikey.
I'm beef.
And I'm
If you
Mike.
did enjoy this reaction, make sure you let us know in the comments below your favorite era that you would make into a Westworld if you could, because I really want to know. Some of you might have some really good ideas, and some of you might have some really twisted ideas. I want to know them all. Besides that,
Victorian England.
oh my god,
Caveman.
Revolution France. All right, guys, I'm 732 Review Crew wrapping this up. I'm Mikey.
I'm beef again.
We did?
We did.
Yeah, we did that part.
I forgot. And
We're cooked.
If you like
guys,
us,
check us out on Patreon. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. This was actually a fun discussion. We got off the rails a little bit, but sometimes that makes it fun. Bye.
take care.